It is 1:30 Universal Time. I'm Jim Tedder in Washington. The Lebanese cabinet has approved the deployment of Lebanese soldiers in the southern part of the country. Reports say the cabinet approved a plan to send troops south of the Litani River starting Thursday. Israel is withdrawing its troops from this area. Lebanese officials say all weapons will be controlled by the state, but they say they will not force Hezbollah fighters to disarm. Earlier, Israel's military chief of staff warned that his country would stop withdrawing troops from Lebanon if the Lebanese army is not deployed soon. In Paris, the French defense minister said her country is ready to lead a new United Nations peacekeeping force in Lebanon. Bomb attacks in Baghdad have killed at least 21 people. Iraqi police say 2 cars carrying bombs exploded early Wednesday. They said the explosions killed at least 13 people. More than 40 others were wounded. Another bombing killed 8 people and wounded at least 28 others. Iraqi health officials say almost 3,500 people died last month in violence across the nation. That is the largest number of civilian deaths since the invasion of Iraq in March 2003. Also Wednesday, attacks and fighting were reported in Basra and the northern city of Mosul. A British judge has ruled that police can continue holding 23 suspects in a reported plot to bomb airplanes flying to the United States. The judge said 21 of the suspects can continue to be held until August 23rd. He said 2 others can remain in jail until August 21st. British law allows suspects to be held for as many as 28 days without being charged. 24 people are in British jails in connection with the plot. 7 others are jailed in Pakistan. Officials in the United States say they have arrested the leader of one of Mexico's main groups trading in illegal drugs. The United States Coast Guard captured Francisco Javier Arellano Felix on Monday. He was on a fishing boat off the Pacific coast of Mexico. 10 other people were also arrested. A top United States government lawyer says the arrest was the result of cooperation between Mexico and the United States. Officials say the Arellano Felix family was the largest illegal drug trading group in the Mexican border town of Tijuana. Officials in Colombia say they have arrested top leaders of a militant group. Officials arrested Salvatore Mancuso, the top commander of the United Self-Defense Forces of Colombia. At least 6 other members of the group also were seized in operations in several cities on Wednesday. On Monday, Colombian President Álvaro Uribe warned the militants to honor a peace agreement or be punished. He said the punishment could include being sent to the United States to be tried for selling illegal drugs. Some militant group leaders say they may withdraw from the agreement because it does not provide enough protections. About 31,000 militants have disarmed as part of the Colombian peace plan. You are listening to the news in VOA Special English. The Iranian foreign minister says his country is ready to discuss its nuclear program with other countries. Manucher Mottaki said Iran is ready to discuss all issues, including calls for a suspension of its uranium enrichment activities. An American State Department spokesman dismissed the offer. He said the United States wants an official answer to a United Nations Security Council resolution passed on July 31st. The resolution demands that Iran stop uranium enrichment by the end of this month, or face possible restrictions. The Indian Prime Minister has met with top scientists to discuss a nuclear agreement between India and the United States reached last year. The 8 nuclear scientists have objections to changes to the agreement proposed by American lawmakers. The scientists say the changes restrict India's nuclear choices. They urge the Indian Parliament to reject the changes. Indian Prime Minister Manmohan Singh plans to speak to lawmakers on Thursday. Officials in Nigeria say gunmen have kidnapped another foreign oil worker in the southern Niger Delta area. This is the 15th kidnapping in the past 12 days. A spokeswoman for the Rivers State Police says the Lebanese worker was kidnapped from his car Wednesday. Late Tuesday, Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo said security forces will guard the area night and day. He threatened to place restrictions on companies that pay kidnappers for the release of hostages. The World Health Organization says more than 1 million people in Africa are receiving HIV/AIDS medicine. The scientists say this is 10 times the number of people who got the drugs 3 years ago. The WHO officials spoke at the International AIDS Conference in Toronto, Canada. They said, however, only 24% of the people around the world who need AIDS drugs are able to get them. Doctors in Guatemala City say they have successfully performed an operation to separate 2 baby girls joined at the chest. The 2 also shared a liver. Officials at the Roosevelt Hospital say the 2-month-old girls are doing well. However, doctors say one of the girls needs a new heart and lung to survive. People across Guatemala are providing money to help pay for the cost of the operation. And now, briefly, here again is the major news of the hour. The Lebanese cabinet has approved the deployment of Lebanese soldiers in the southern part of the country. Bomb attacks in Baghdad have killed at least 21 people. And officials in the United States say they have arrested the leader of one of Mexico's main groups trading in illegal drugs. And that's the news in VOA Special English. From Washington, this is Jim Tedder